Now, let me show you one more thing that might be useful, and that's using the min-max and the peak min-max. Just to quickly leave that hertz, I'm going to simply change the scale and go back into my DC volts. All right, so I'm looking at DC volts, and here we've got a min-max, okay? Now, if I push the min-max, that is going to show me what the minimum is, what the maximum is. With this particular meter, it will also give me an average, okay? Not all meters will do that, but this one I believe will do that quite nicely for me. All right, one thing about going into min-max or peak min-max, if you expect to have the voltage rising above what this is initially set for, in this case, this is set for its lowest scale, it's in the auto ranging, it's 6 volts. If I think that this is going to go above 6 volts, I better change the range. Otherwise, I'm liable to get an OL if this captures a voltage higher than 6. So I'm going to do that. Again, you need to do that before you select the min-max or peak min-max. Okay, so I'm going to select range. We're 6. There we go. It's still manual now, 6, and it is manual 60. Now, I might lose a decimal point or so, but that's not going to concern me too much here. Okay, I'm now fully confident that the voltage that I'm going to see here is not going to exceed 60, okay? In all honesty, with this system, I would have been safe at 6, but again, I just wanted to make that point. All right, I'm going to go min-max. All right, min-max, it's doing its job. It's beeping. Every time it sees a high or a low or a min or a max, it'll give me a new beep. Now, I can go ahead and hit the auto hold. Okay. There's my minimum. Sorry, my maximum, 3.73. Well, I know from previously looking at that scope pattern, we were pulling about 4.5 volts. And so, all right, this is showing me a little less than what I'd expect to see. I'm going to go ahead and go to the minimum. The minimum is showing me a 0.90. And again, looking at the scope pattern, I know I was down very close to 0 volts. So the min-max in this case is showing me that I at least have a high and a low, but it's not making me feel very good about actually seeing a 5-volt square wave or very close to 5-volt square wave. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to set it back up all over again. And again, for us, 6 volts is going to be fine. So I'm going to do min-max, but then I'm going to push peak min-max, which is the same button as a continuity horn. Now I'm in peak min-max. Now the thing about peak min-max with this particular meter is it speeds up the sample rate. This now is going to give me about 1,000 samples per second, whereas just the normal min-max is giving me maybe 100 samples a second. So in the time that this thing is switching from high to low, in the regular min-max, because of the slower sample rate, I might not capture the high and the low values. But let's take a look at our peak min-max. I'm going to do the auto hold. And if we take a look, my minimum, it's saying 0 volts. Maximum, 4.58. And on my scope, I showed 4.5 and some change in the max. Now, with this information, I've got a pretty good feeling that this voltage is seeing about the normal high for a 5-volt square wave, and it's seeing the normal low for a 5-volt square wave. So, right, if I don't have a scope, this is going to give me a pretty good indication as to what's going on. I just need to know how to use the peak min-max and the frequency and how to interpret that information.